Right, this is a introduction to Sony Vegas. Um, so I'll just show you the basics. First off, this is the media bin. This is where all your audio and video and everything else that you put into your project will go. So take it and drag it into the timeline right here. This is the preview window, and this is a video track, and this is an audio track. You can right click to add another audio track, or when you add in a song, you can choose to put it on the track or move it to a new track. The same works with video. And for video, you can right click to insert titles, like so. Now, this is the preview window where you can choose your preview quality and or take screenshots of your footage. We'll go over the rest of this stuff later, so now I'm just going to show you some of the basics. If you notice in the corner of all the footage, there's like a little arrow thingy. Dragging it will make your stuff fade in and out. So drag it in the beginning to fade in, and then drag it at the end to make your footage fade out. Another really useful thing is cutting your footage. Alright, so say I want to start the video right here. I will press S on the keyboard, which will split the video, and then I can just move everything here. So now it starts like this. The same also works with audio files. You can drag the top corner and it will fade out like that. Alright, so now that you know that, we'll go over what this stuff is. This is for all the generated media like text and colors and stuff, where you can adjust things such as the color of your text. There we go. And this square thingy right here is for cropping your videos. You can bring it in like that, and you can see on the preview that you've cropped your footage like so. You can also use it to flip and mirror your footage. And a more advanced thing you can use is you can mask parts of your footage out like this, which we'll cover in a later installment. And the final thing is this wiener thing right here. This is for adding effects to your footage, so I will just add some quick effects to the footage here. Color curves and some soft contrast. You have to press add if you're adding multiple, and then press OK. So here we have the soft contrast, and it will update in the preview as you edit, which is nice. So I'll go later on, I will go over what this color correction stuff is all about. But for now, just accept it. Alright, so here we go. I've applied some effects onto my footage. Now, you can click this half moon looking thing, and it will show you your before and after stuff. And you can also press these check marks here to see what each individual thingy does to your footage. And Sony Vegas lags a lot, so I'm gonna try to play it. And as you can see, it's lagging. So when it lags, it doesn't really matter how fast your computer is. Depending on what files you bring in, it's going to always lag. Preview auto, and it will adjust the quality of the footage so that it doesn't lag. Hopefully. Alright, so now that we've got our now that we've got this stuff taken care of, one more basic thing to go over is opacity. Alright, so I have this image file that I brought in that basically makes the edges nice and dark. So when you go up to the top of a video footage, you'll see this hand thingy. You can drag it down to make it 0, 50, and full. So I put it right here. It'll just give a nicer look to the overall video. And finally, we'll render the footage by clicking the squiggly line thing. And I use Windows Media Video for when I'm in a rush because it's fast, and if you want to copy down these custom settings right here, you'll get pretty high quality footage. Alright, so these are my settings, and now we will render. Might take a while. Alright, I forgot I forgot to mention that when you're working with really high quality footage, and you won't see it in the preview unless you're previewing it in full, but we'll see if we can see it here. Well, there's not enough motion in the footage, but anyways, when you're working with footage that has a lot of motion in it, or I usually just do it to all my footage, right click properties, disable resample. This will prevent Sony Vegas from creating extra frames into the footage to match the frame rate, and it will make sure that Sony Vegas just sticks with the 23.9 whatever frame rate. Alright, so another way you can do that is just use the selection tool right here. This is the normal tool, this is the selection tool, and highlighting only the video footage, because if you highlight the audio, it won't work. Switches, disable resample, that will disable it for all the footage, and now we can render. Alright, so now the footage is done rendering, so there you go. We went from boring footage to nicely edited footage. So that's the basics of Sony Vegas, and I guess I'll cover some color correction techniques and stuff later on. There you go. Have fun.